Hey guys, it's Paul Cohen here. I'm going to do a quick little tutorial about iPod Touch 4s, and hopefully this will help somebody with problems they're having in fixing these devices. So stay tuned and hopefully you'll learn something. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is there are a couple of spots. I've already removed the screen and taken the screws out from the mid plate to save you that pain, but there's a couple of spots that you really want to be careful with when repairing these devices, and the first one is down here by the home button, and it's on the left hand side near the bottom is the speaker. When you remove the mid plate, you want to be sure that you heat this up really good, because the speaker is attached to the mid frame by some pretty strong adhesive. The other spot is up here, and it's like right in this area. You want to make sure, and you can actually see it partially, is the power flex cable. It's soldered to the logic board underneath, so you do not want to tear it. It's not terrifically difficult to repair, but if you haven't soldered before, you definitely don't want to do that. And why not spare yourself the trouble if you don't have to do it? Alright, so I've gotten the mid frame off right here, and if you look carefully, you can even see that the adhesive is still attached to the logic board, and you can very carefully lift that off, but you have to be very careful of this circuitry right here, so you don't want to touch that, but I do want to get this off. Okay. Another thing to note is you can see it on the back of the mid frame is the adhesive that's over the speaker, so I'm definitely going to want to take that off as well. Just don't need that at all. And here's the speaker down here, and it's really clean right now, which is awesome. But you can see also that I did not tear the flex cable here, because I was definitely careful in removing the mid frame in that area. Use lots of heat, but as you can see, it's not terribly difficult to solder. The problem is that the solder points are very close together, so you need a very fine tip soldering iron to do the job if you should happen to tear it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've removed the screws from the top of the logic board. Also taken the clip off the camera and loosened this camera up. So now here's something that I do that's different than what the video shows. It is slightly more risky, but I find that it's a lot easier to attach the new digitizer cable from the new screen by doing it this way as opposed to the way it's shown in the video. So you can actually use your spudger and lift the logic board. Okay, so in the video they're telling you not to lift it more than this, but what I'm telling you is that I have been able to lift this much higher and actually get underneath there to see. It's a little bit difficult to see how much I'm raising it up, but you can raise it up quite a bit if you're very careful. I always keep my finger over the flex cable so that doesn't break. I like to take the front facing camera out and move that out of the way so that I have a little more room. Okay, and now I can see under there pretty good. I don't have to, I mean, I can actually reach under there. I don't have to like attach it to my spudger and try to slap it on there. or do anything like that. So I'm going to unwrap this copper foil from here, detach the old digitizer cable, and hook up the new digitizer, and I'll be back after the break. Okay, so I've actually attached the digitizer cable, and I'm going to screw the camera back down and the logic board back down, put the clip back over the camera, and put the mid-frame back on. But I want you to just see that, you know, using my method, I was able to attach it quite easily. And we're going to go on to the next part after that, which is cleaning up the mid-frame, to cleaning up the bezel to prepare the iPod to be sealed up again. Okay, so I've gotten the mid-frame back on, and I cleaned up the bottom, as you can see here, or maybe not, but trust me, this is really clean right now. So I was very fortunate when removing the old screen that I did not remove all the adhesive, because I wanted to be able to show you where the adhesive actually is. And it's all around the iPod. You can see there's still stuff left up on top. Okay, we're going to be removing all this black stuff. It's nice on the white iPod, you can actually see it because it's black, and it stands out really well. But we're going to clean up this entire bezel and get all of that adhesive off and make sure that it's gone before we even try to apply new adhesive. And once I remove this, I will show you how I apply the new adhesive. But basically, all you want to do is just get your tweezers underneath it, and in most cases you will see that the adhesive will start to come off with the old screen, but I just use the tip of my tweezers to get underneath the adhesive so I can lift it off, and it usually just pulls off in one nice strip like that. Okay, so I know it's kind of hard to see, but there it is. Alright. Okay, so I've got my my frame cleaned up on my iPod Touch. The bezel is really nice and clean right now, as you can see. There's no adhesive left. I have my 3M adhesive right here, and I have my blue adhesive here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the 3M adhesive. I've taken the liberty of removing the little squares that are on there. It's kind of hard to see, I know. And I've also removed the empty spots. So any empty spot on the 3M adhesive I've removed already, to make this a little bit quicker. So I like to start on the bottom, and you just peel this off of the yellow paper, and you start in one corner and you make sure that it goes right up to the edge, right? I'm going to use my tweezers to kind of guide the rest of it until everything goes perfect. And then I use the back side of my tweezers to just press it down to make sure that the adhesive makes good contact with the frame on the bottom. And this is important because you want it to stick really well. This 3M adhesive is so strong that you could probably get away with just using the top and the bottom, but I wouldn't recommend it. The middle stuff I like to cut a small piece from each side. So I'm going to have my sides for my iPod. And oops, okay, so there's a thin strip here and there's a thin strip here, and it's going to go right into this channel on either side of the iPod. So right along the side here and right along the side here. But first, let's move to the top, because this is a little more challenging. So I peel the adhesive off from the backing, alright, and you kind of be careful because sometimes it wants to come off before you even put it on. So you have to, I like to take the digitizer, put it back over the top while I'm doing this. And like I said, you know, you can use your tweezers if it's easier, whatever works for you. I love using the tweezers for this. I can get it right into the corner there and just lay this perfectly right in there. And because there's only this thin strip along the top, you really want to make sure that you press it down nice and tight. Alright? Then I just take this and flip it back over. Alright? And then I can start working on this blue strip. So this is a little more challenging because it's so small, and I have a trick for this. So I just get my tweezer underneath it and I slowly lift it up till I get to about the middle. And it's pretty strong considering that it's so small. But then I just lay it down on one side, get it along the channel, and then just press down with the back side of my tweezers. Alright? And here's the trick. You want to let this sit for at least 10 minutes. Once you have it in there good, let it sit before you try to peel the blue backing off. Otherwise, what happens is you go to peel the blue backing off and the adhesive just comes right up with it. So again, I grab this like right in the middle, and I'm going to put this on this side now. And this is a little bit harder because of the angle that I'm working at, trying to keep it on camera. But you can always pick it up again and reposition it if you have to. But you want to get it right in that channel. And it will stick pretty well once you get it on there. Alright, again, I just push it down with my tweezers. So now I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and remove it and show you how I remove it. Okay, so I've set up the camera to kind of get in nice and close so you can see exactly how this is done. But like I said, let it rest for a good 10 minutes and this will be a lot easier. So I just take the tip of my tweezers and I try to get it right underneath this plastic, and you can see that it comes right up, okay? And then you can just peel the rest of it off, and that exposes the adhesive right here. So let's see if I can get it on this side. Alright. It's kind of hard to work like this, but so if you watch, I just slide this right right underneath that backing. And sometimes it's not so simple. Always when you're on camera, right? Okay, so that came off. And I can just grab it with my tweezers. Whoop. And it fell right back down. But no big deal. And that came off perfectly. Alright, so then I can just work on getting this off. And this is usually a lot easier if you can get in on a corner anywhere, you know, where it's really down nice. It just peels right off and it leaves a nice film underneath. I'll just pull this back. Now the backing's off. And then on the bottom you do the same thing. So just get like into the corner and underneath the backing, peel that off, and you're ready to seal up your iPod. So I have to connect the LCD cable and remove the backing from the new screen, but once I have it all back together, I will restart the camera and show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I peeled the backing off of the screen, and I've got everything seated now beautifully. It's nice and clean and everything is flush. It sits nice and tight, and I mean, you could probably give this back to the owner right now and not have a problem. I usually make it a habit not to remove the film, but you know, there's the little apple that I love to see. And I hope that this was informative for you guys. I hope that I helped somebody out, and that your repairs all go as easy as this one did. And good luck to all of you awesome iTechs out there, and just keep doing what you're doing, because you guys are great.